Hello. Okay, there we go. Seeing if it works. Okay, hello. I'm Mr. Niemeyer. I'm your seventh grade. I believe it's seventh grade that I have behind me. Let's hope. Seventh grade math teacher. Sorry for all the inconvenience with COVID and everything happening, getting everything situated here in the classroom, let alone virtually. But here we go. Lesson 1.1. Okay, so we are going to be doing rates and unit rates. Okay, this is how normally a standard day would go. This is your bell ringer. Majority of the time, it will be like 4 or 5 questions of the day before, of what you did the lesson day before. But yeah, you would do that first, come on in, and while I'm taking attendance, you'd do your 4 or 5 problems, and then we would just go over the answers and make sure that's what you got. Other than that, we should be able to get right into it. There's some stuff you don't need, like this, because that's my stuff, but let's see. What we're learning today, how to find a unit rate and to determine the lowest price possible. Okay, so this is an important part. This is where your notes will start. I will say your first 5 questions of every test will be over vocabulary. Okay, you'll have at least 5 questions over vocab. It'll probably be matching. Oh, can you see that? There we go. Maybe if I just stand out of the way a little bit. So what'll happen is you write the vocab term, and then here's an example. And the rate is just a fraction. In this case, it's the units of the beats and minutes, okay? And the unit rate is the same thing, except the denominator is 1. And that's the big difference. A rate is just a ratio of 2 things, usually something in time, and then, or distance. And then a unit rate, we have to have it over 1. So you'll usually hear things like miles per hour, signifying that it wants over 1, okay? So for your first example, Adrian biked 24 miles in 4 hours. If she biked at a constant speed, how many miles did she ride in 1 hour? Okay, so this part, oh, I gotta freeze it. Oh. This happens in class all the time too, trying to get it to freeze. Freeze for me. There we go, so I can write on it. So this part, in 1 hour. Okay, that should signify to you that it's wanting not the rate, but the unit rate, okay? But the rate you can find is right here, the 24 miles in 4 hours, okay? Now, you'll want to write 24 miles over 4 hours. That's the rate of which Adrian is biking, okay? But we're not done because it's wanting to know how much she rode in 1 hour, okay? So, the good thing about unit rate, you have to get this to be 1. And I know you 7th graders know the only way to get this to be 1 is dividing it by itself. Okay, so we take 4, whatever's on bottom, and divide it by exactly that. So, for instance, 4 hours, we'll divide it by 4. That way, we can get that 1 hour. Okay? Now, what we do on bottom, we've got to do to the top. Okay, so since we did dividing by 4 on the bottom, we divide by 4 on the top as well, okay? And then 24 divided by 4 is 6. And then make sure you put your units 6 miles. And that is how you do that. So we found the unit rate. So Adrian bikes 6 miles per 1 hour. Okay? Okay. Also, feel free to pause the video at any moment. When we do these examples, going through it, just feel free and pause, work it out, then push play. Okay? Let's see, hopefully it stayed. Okay. Oh, if we unfreeze it, there we go. Yep, and then you can see all the work that we did just without my expo marker. So you take the 24 miles in 4 hours, it's the same thing. You write that rate as a fraction. So we have the 24 miles over 4 hours, divide the numerator and the denominator, that's where what you do on bottom, you have to do to the top. Divide it by 4, and you get your 6 miles per hour, okay? Okay, this one you might want to try on your own, see if you got it. Julia read 52 pages in 2 hours. What is the average number of pages she read per hour? Let's see, is that a little... Hopefully it comes out better. Okay. Julia read 52 pages in 2 hours. What is the average number of pages she read per hour? Okay, so if we pause this, freeze. There we go. Okay, so we write that rate that it gave us about Julia, and we write it as a fraction. So we did 52 pages. In 2 hours. Okay. Now wants to know what is the average number of pages she read. Oh, here's that signal right here, per hour. So it's wanting us to find that unit rate. Okay, so our numerator, bottom number is becoming 2 hours. So we need to divide it by 2 hours, or by 2. Okay, and what we do on bottom, we've got to do to the top. Okay. So this just becomes 1 hour. And then 52 divided by 2. Okay, and we get 26 pages. Okay. So Julia reads 52 pages in 2 hours, but if we're finding the unit rate, she does 26 pages in 1 hour. Then we go to our next one. So this is how we tell, you can take mom and dad to Walmart or wherever, and you can help them out grocery shopping. Okay, so the prices of 3 different bags of dog food are given in the table. Which size bag has the lowest price per pound, rounded to the nearest cent? Okay, so we want the lowest price per pound. Okay? So we have the 40-pound bag. You'll write that rate as $49 over 40. Okay. Yep, so $49, and you divide it by 40 pounds. and you should get $1.23 when you round it per pound. Okay? Then when you get to the second one, the 20-pound bag, and again, feel free to pause, find the rates of each of the bags, and then you can hit play again if you want. Okay, find out which one's the cheapest. Get the 20-pound bag, so you'll have, take the money, $23.44, and divide it by the 20 pounds. You should get $1.17 per pound. And then if you have the third one, the third and final one, the 8-pound bag, take the $9.88 and divide it by 8 pounds, and you should get $1.24. Okay? Then when you look at all three, because it's wanting which size bag has the lowest price per pound. Okay? So we want the lowest price, which you would see is bag number 2, the 20-pound bag. Okay? Don't look at it. So you can go ahead and try this one on your own. Okay, the times for 3 runners in 3 different races are given in the table. Which runner finished the race with the fastest time per kilometer? Okay, so remember, time per kilometer. That's saying per kilometer. The kilometer will go on bottom when you write your rate, so 34 minutes. Ooh, sorry. Calculate all 3, sorry, it's starting to ring. All 3, runner A, runner B, runner C, and see who had the fastest time. Okay, and then pause the video and work that out. And then when you push play, you should have the answer. Okay, in which the answer, what you should have gotten was runner B. Okay. If you have questions about why it's runner B, just leave it in the comments on Google Classroom. Okay. Lexi painted 2 faces in 8 minutes at the crafts fair. At this rate, how many faces can she paint in 40 minutes? Okay. You don't need to do the bar diagram. Here we go, find the unit rate, that's our method. So 2 faces in 8 minutes. So you have the 2 faces, the 8 minutes, we're wanting the unit rate. So we divide that 8 minutes by 8 to get per minute. And then 2 faces divided by 8 gives you 0.25 when you put it in the calculator. So she can do 1/4 of a face per minute. Okay? Now, we're not necessarily done, because you take that after you find the unit rate, because now it's wanting to know, at that rate, how many faces can she paint in 40 minutes? Okay? So if it's 0.25 faces per 1 minute, we need to multiply that times 40 to find out how many faces she can do in the 40 minutes, in which you will find it is 10 faces. Okay. An assistant cook peeled 18 potatoes in 6 minutes. At this rate, how many potatoes can she peel in 50 minutes? Okay. This will be one that you do on your own. Once you are done, click the screen. Well, push pause first, and then push play, and I will reveal the answer for you. Okay, so once you got it done, you should have that they can peel 150 potatoes. Okay, again, if you have any questions on that, just message down below in Google Classroom. And that is all that we have. Okay, so your ticket you need to explain how to find a unit rate, okay, in the comments below. Ooh. I hope that was a good first lesson. Let me know how I did. Ooh, especially on virtual. I've never done this before, especially first year teacher. Ooh. Okay, so your homework should be below. It is just a few problems. I don't like to give out more than maybe 12 to 15 problems. Also, your homework, you can either write it on paper or do it on paper, and then what did I just think? Do it on paper and then take a picture and send it in that way. Or you can, I guess, send a Google Doc with your answers attached, but you'll probably want to do it more on your paper since you'll have to write it out. Also, I take homework for a grade, but I do not necessarily do if it's right or wrong for a grade. I just do that you did the work. I think of it as like football. If you make a mistake during practice, which is your homework, that's fine. You learn, you grow from it, correct the mistake now rather than during the game, which would be your test. Okay, that's where I will take it for a grade on if it's right or wrong. But other than that, if you have any questions, concerns, or whatnot, the homework will be due 3 days from when I post it today. But other than that, let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Have a good day.